Hello there guys, it's Joel here, aka Gallucks, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today for my style evolution video. I've wanted to do this video for so long and I finally found time to go through all my old pictures and just figure out what the hell my style used to be. Without even thinking about it, for the past 10 years of my life, I've been documenting my style, so it's been really interesting to go back and look at those pictures from 2010, 2011, 2012, see how I used to dress, and then compare it to now. I'm going to take you back to some of the oldest pictures that I posted on the internet when I was a lot younger, to this day now. Obviously, I've been posting on the internet since I can remember. Growing up, I was there when Neopets came out, I was playing Habbo Hotel, RuneScape. Obviously then that changed into kind of microblogging, the world of MySpace and stuff like that, so I was definitely posting around that time. But then I started to get into style and fashion more because of things like MySpace and reading fashion blogs, and starting to go to a college where I could actually wear my own clothes, because at school I had to wear a uniform for first 16 years of my life. I'm rambling now. Basically, I'm going to take you through my style evolution. So let me get into it. Obviously, I posted all these pictures to the internet, so I shouldn't be scared because they're already out there. Like, if you want to find them, you can. Just as I was looking through these last week, kind of saving them ready for this video, I was like, oh my god. Say hello to MySpace Joel. I don't really know. I don't really have any words to describe what's going on here. I picked up that Puma jacket at TK Maxx. It was on discount. I thought it was the best thing of my life. I was going for that kind of like MySpace, Tokyo Hotel, scene kid. There was a bandana, there's a paisley bandana in there that you can see. Yeah, and I've got a Volcom backpack there. How old was I here? I don't even know how old I was here, but yeah, that happened. This is around the same time, and I am wearing a plastic diamond shaped necklace, which I picked up from Affleck's Palace in Manchester, because that's where I always used to hang out. I used to go to Urbis, which is which was a museum, but we just hung out with a bit of grass in front of Urbis. And that is my sister's Pussycat Dolls hoodie, which I thought was kind of like fun. I did actually go into town a few times in that hoodie as well, and it was hilariously small on me. That was kind of like the MySpace days, like at school. So this was way before I hadn't started my fashion blog at this time. So I started going online, reading more about like fashion and style. I was heavily into women's wear. I used to buy like copies of Vogue. I don't know why, but I just used to love it. So I used to buy all these fashion magazines like Dazed and Confused, ID, Vogue, and just reading. But obviously it was all about women's trends, because back then, like over 10 years ago, there were hardly any men's fashion magazines. Like, people weren't talking about men's style that much. I was just like, so I had to look at women's stuff. So then that brought me to this. This was actually on a trip to London with my friend Tessa. I had a sheer shirt from women's H&M on, some very strange cardigan, and you know I hate cardigans now. This is probably why I have PTSD from this picture. Dr. Martens boots, which I wore non-stop, and I don't know where I got those sunglasses from. Where did I find those? Also, my hair. I kind of look like an old, to be honest, I look like an old person now with grey hair and pearls, and there I look like an old person as well with a cardigan and some Dame Edna sunglasses on. This is hilarious. And I was actually stopped for a street style picture, so at the time I was like, I'm the shit, this is so cool. But yeah, so that happened. That was just before I started going to university. And then when I was at university, I went down a massive Tumblr rabbit hole. I dyed my hair, all different colours, and I actually really loved my Tumblr aesthetic at uni, because I basically only took webcam pictures as well, and they were all like this. So I dyed my hair beach blonde. I had this like oversized varsity jacket that I picked up from a vintage store back home in Manchester. I had a studded backpack that I'd ordered from a Korean website, so I've been ordering from Korea for at least 10 years. And yeah, I would layer American Apparel hoodies underneath. I had very, very skinny jeans, and I wore a lot of creepers. I had studded Dr. Martens as well, and like graphic print tees. And I would just used to crouch down in my, and also you can see in the corner of this picture, I used to put my shoes on a shelf 10 years ago, and I still put my shoes on a shelf. So I haven't changed that much, to be honest. Here I am in some double-soled stacked creepers with a fox keychain on my bag, a foxtail keychain on my bag, which I back then thought was amazing as well. Then I started getting people to take proper outfit pictures of me, because I had my Tumblr at that time, and then I turned it into my blog. And then I started, I think I found Lookbook New, like lookbook.new, and that's where everyone was. That was kind of like Instagram before Instagram in terms of outfit pics, because everyone would just upload outfit pictures. So I started taking proper high quality pictures for my blog. And when I say proper high quality, I don't mean that great, because this looks like a piece of shit. I was wearing a Katy Erie varsity jacket, the same creepers, the same jeans, still that Tumblr aesthetic, but now with like this fake Givenchy t-shirt underneath that I picked up from Korea as well. This was my first ever London Fashion Week, and this was 10 years ago? No, 8 years ago, 2012. This was what I decided to wear for Fashion Week. I'm wearing Jeremy Scott Adidas sneakers. I'm wearing a fake KTZ top from Korea. And look, I had my little badge as well, my certified LF London Fashion Week badge. This is when London Fashion Week was like crazy to me. I was so inspired and in awe of everyone. And now I'm just not fussed at all. I'm like, get me out of here. So that was one summer, and then I went obviously back to uni, and I actually interned for Katy Erie because of my blog. So I had this like stunning silk shirt from her 2013 show. We'd wear like charity shop denim shorts with like a snapback going backwards, KTZ leggings, faux leather shorts. This is when I was really like, I don't know what aesthetic I was riding. I had a fake Givenchy t-shirt, a fake Givenchy printed shirt, because obviously I was at uni, I could not afford anything, and these shirts were like 20, 30 quid off these websites, and I was like, oh my god, these look so good. They're actually, looking back, very good quality for the price that I paid. And this is when I was kind of developing, I think I'd gone from that like moody Tumblr aesthetic to this kind of like, a bit more kind of like high fashion, like, oh, he knows what Givenchy is kind of era. And that was when Riccardo Tisci was like in his prime at Givenchy, and it was like Kanye, Watch the Throne tour, that kind of vibe, and I was just obsessed. You still see that coming through with my like Rottweiler thing, my they're meant to be like the Balenciaga cutout boot, but they are Jeffrey Campbell cutout boots. And I had this like fake Givenchy spike through my ear as well, which hurt a lot. I don't think it was supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to put that strength magnet on your ear, because it hurt all the time. This was a fashion week probably a year later. I mean, it's still kind of in the same area of what's going on. I've got a Christopher Kane pouch that I bought off eBay that started leaking because it's full of jelly liquid or whatever. I was obsessed with like Kenzo. The rebirth of Kenzo at the time was like amazing. Everyone was like loving it. Obviously it's not changed since then. It's been like 10 years now. Then getting more into my blog and stuff like that, I went down a kind of Yoji, Rick Owens kind of route. And I played a lot with like wide trousers, because I'd been wearing kind of like skinny jeans all at uni, so I got these like massive culottes and like these low Rick slip-ons and this like trilby. I look like a manager of H&M from that meme. That then kind of went a bit more gothic, and I got these like incredible Western cowboy boots, these like oversized hoodies, and then that kind of started to mix. So things like Joey Lorenzo, Fear of God, came into play. So then I had this weird kind of mix of like Rick Owens Geobasket vibe with ripped jeans and like oversized jumpers, which then changed into a more kind of Joey Lorenzo, Fear of God, PacSun, Essentials vibe. I had the Y3 sneakers. I had the Fear of God sneakers, the first ever high top ones, which I queued outside Selfridges for. Oversized hoodies, Vetmont was certainly on my radar, like the big long sleeves, still is. But I think I was in this kind of like safe ground of like streetwear, but not your like Palace Supreme kind of. I've never ever been interested in that. I was more on the kind of Y3 Jerry Lorenzo kind of side of streetwear. And then obviously he designed a massive collection for Justin Bieber's Purpose Tour, and that kind of influenced me a lot as well. So I feel like a few of my outfits were very like Purpose Tour for quite a while. And then I think going from like Y3 sneakers and Adidas sneakers and Dr. Martens to into like Geo baskets and stuff pushed me in the direction of like Gucci. So when I saw their like flame sneakers, I remember buying them for myself for Christmas and was just so obsessed. Kind of went a lot more designer, I guess, brand heavy, like Off-White. I'm a massive fan of Off-White, still am. Then I bleached my hair. And I'd not bleached my hair since university, where I'd been doing it myself. And this is the first time that I bleached my hair since uni, and I did it, Ben did it, who still does my hair to this day. And yeah, I feel like that kind of like elevated all my streetwear kind of looks a little bit. I was still wearing like Balenciaga Speedrunners, like Calabasas. Yeezy was obviously huge at the time as well, so Yeezy inspired me quite a lot. I then went to Paris Fashion Week with my friends Miko and Mike, and I'm not really sure what my style was here. I had this like big stripy shirt over my like Misbehave top, and like jeans and Balenciaga sneakers. I think I was still very confused as to what was happening. I then got on more of like a direction when I started wearing like smarter trousers from Weekday with like this key leather belt, which was Vetmont inspired in my head. It was like I'm wearing these like metal hoops and stuff like they had at Vetmont. Then with like oversized tee and like white socks and sneakers, and I very much played with that whole kind of like crop trouser belt oversized thing for a while. Still very much inspired by Yeezy. That was like a Yeezy season 3, was it? And then I went to my first Coachella. Off-White short shorts, Prada backpack, Yeezy 500s with stripy socks and a bandana. This is all like one hot mess. I don't really know what's happening then, but at the time I was loving it. I was like, this is amazing. I then ventured into a bit of like tech wear, utility. I remember loaning this Helliot Emile vest, and that's kind of when I first kind of fell in love with Helliot Emile as a brand. Then this was my first ever time in Ibiza, and I had just met Scott at this point, so I think I was playing up the like very sexy vibe on Instagram, because I was like, look at me, I'm on a boat in Ibiza, and even when he came back, I was still kind of dating Scott as well, so I'd be like getting my arms out. I'd be started going to the gym, seeing a PT before I met Scott, so I was like showing off my body. Then, yeah, still on that kind of oversized t-shirts, like skinny, short, Balenciaga Triple S. This was quite a look, to be honest. This was a pair of Helliot Emile trousers with like just a plain black tee and some Yeezy military boots. I really liked this kind of vibe. I do get into that kind of like G.I. Joe character every now and again, and like really look like an officer in some kind of Cobra over secret mission. Then, an iconic moment, I discovered the Stan beanie from Weekday, and I'm still wearing it to this day because I feel like it's the only beanie that really suits me. And I got the Dior roller bag. So I was still in my kind of like cropped, slim fit trousers with like chunky sneakers and oversized tops with like crossbody bags, of course. I feel like this beanie gave me a whole kind of different side to my aesthetic as well. Like I'd never really worn hats before apart from that fedora, but we won't talk about that. Then I started to go more down, like this coat is from Misbehave and I absolutely love this coat. I still have it in my wardrobe. I just felt like, I can't describe the way that it makes me feel. It just makes me feel kind of like some kind of vampire, slayer, monster, hunter kind of vibe. yeah, I guess I'm still in that phase of wearing like kind of oversized jackets with a smarter trouser. Then Louis Vuitton, Virgil Abloh at Louis Vuitton, and I managed to get this trunk, and I just feel like this look is very iconic for me as well, because it's the look that Diet Prada featured on their page as well. So for me, this is like, and it's such a good picture of me as well, so when they posted it, I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad they chose that picture. Yeah, I love that outfit. That was a misbehaved coat as well. Then this was on a trip to Seoul with Tom, and it's a Elliott Mill puffer jacket, which I hunted high and low to get before this trip. And again, this is my kind of like tech wear G.I. Joe side coming through, feeling like an army officer. Going to Korea definitely inspired a lot of my style as well. I mean, I'd been to Korea before that at university, but I was wearing a lot of like Jeremy Scott stuff and Adidas at the time. So this time when I went back, I had a completely different palette in terms of like what clothing and style I was interested in. So I found all of the kind of like stores that sold oversized pieces, and just really loving playing with my silhouette. Tracksuits and joggers became a massive thing, and I still have this tracksuit. I absolutely love it. Obviously with my beanie as well, just goes for this kind of like, I'm standing in front of a van. This picture of me is probably the most masculine I will ever look. Then I started playing with tailoring as well. So I think I'd shown you me wearing like a red suit a few pictures ago, but when I came back from Seoul, that's kind of when I really started getting into like blazers, like oversized blazers, and relaxed tailoring in a sense. Then I went to Coachella again, and I feel like I redeemed myself from the year before, because I had actually like thought about what I wanted to wear and like plan my looks, and treated it as more of like an event rather than super casual. And I chose this Vetements top I got it from Matches Fashion, and all my friends were like, oh my god, don't wear that. That is like the craziest thing ever, because it's a tattoo nude t-shirt, and it was the best thing that I ever did. So many people at the festival thought I actually had those tattoos. It was hilarious. They were like, oh my god, these tattoos are amazing, especially when the sun went down, because in the dark you couldn't really tell. And I felt like some beefcake daddy just like walking around Coachella. It was very light and breezy as well, like it wasn't hot or sweaty at all, which was perfect for the festival weather. And I wore high-waisted Elliott Mill trousers, so I got into the realm of like, I've gone through the years from like skinny jeans to like smarter tailored trousers to now like wide fit high-waisted, which I absolutely love. Like I love this picture so much, and Vetements actually reposted this picture, which made me fall on the floor and die. Then this was back in LA. I went on a trip with like Sunglass Hut, and they took us to LA and Las Vegas, and again planned my looks, and this all white Western look was honestly one of my favourite looks as well. Those jeans fit so horribly, like they're Helmut Lang, and I hated them so much. I was walking around like chewing a piece of gum in my butt. That's what I looked like when I was walking around. And those boots hurt so much. They're just from ASOS. I don't know what I've done with those. I thought I still had those. Then obviously Balenciaga. I've always loved Balenciaga in terms of footwear, and inspired by their ready-to-wear, but I never actually bought a piece of ready-to-wear before. I think I had one Hom sweatshirt before, but the oversized hoodie that I tried on in Las Vegas was literally the most perfect thing ever. I still have that. I will never get rid of that. Like, I love it so much. And then when I came back from LA and Las Vegas and stuff, I feel like I had in my head like a more refined version of my style and like what I wanted to be in my head. So then I would kind of start colour blocking a lot more as well. So like my outfit would all be one colour most of the time. Really like putting something together in my head. Holiday with Scott to Santorini, honestly obsessed with this Prada shirt and this whole vibe. I feel like this is the most kind of like adult I've ever felt on holiday as well, because guys, like dressing for guys in summer is kind of hard. Like we're kind of restricted to like t-shirts, shorts because of the weather, but I feel like this was, for me, was a really well put together look. Like, I just love the whole vibe of it as well. And that was a really nice holiday too, so it's nice to have pictures like that to remember it. Obviously I've got pictures of me and Scott as well, not just of me. Next up, more tailoring, Dior sneakers, Dior accessories. Loving this was a cold laundry suit in kind of powder blue. I've never really worn pastels before either, so then the bare knuckles pastel mint green. The mint green pastel bare knuckles sweatshirt I am still in love with to this day. This is, I guess this looks more kind of like skaterish. Obviously I don't have a skateboard, I don't skate, I'll probably get shouted at in the comments. But I started having a lot more kind of fun with my style, and like, I feel like the execution is a lot better nowadays, because obviously you have in your head what you think you look like, and then you look at the pictures and you're like, that's not what I look like. But nowadays, when I look at my pictures, I'm like, that is the execution that I've been going for. Like here, again, the back of a truck. I love taking pictures out of the back of a truck. That was a few weeks ago actually. I think it was just before Christmas. And yeah, I'm just very, very happy right now. This is kind of like modern day. This is what I'm dressing like at the moment. Again, visiting my G.I. Joel stance in Elliot Meal. Really, really having fun with like silhouettes, colours. I feel like everyone's style has so many different kind of facets and sides. Like, it's not just, you're not just one kind of thing. Your style can have loads of different sides. So obviously there's this kind of style, there's this kind of look of mine, and then it can go into like, you know, the more kind of action man side as well. And that's the beauty of fashion and style. I sound so cheesy right now, but it's so funny to look through all of these pictures from the past and then kind of bring it to modern day. Obviously now this is kind of where we're at, like cozy turtlenecks, oversized blazers, trousers, still with like chunky sneakers. So some things haven't changed for a long time, but I feel like they've kind of seamlessly evolved. And then the pinnacle, most recent show-stopping look of mine was my Dior look for the Autumn Winter 2020 show in Paris, which Dior invited me to. So obviously, from being a little Tumblr boy and documenting my style for 10 years, it's taken me from getting street styled, wearing a sheer shirt in Carnaby Street, looking like an old woman, to wearing a sheer shirt in front of the Dior show, getting street styled, going to the Dior show. So things do change, and I don't know what the point of this story is, but basically that is my style evolution from the past 10 plus more years. Obviously there was a lot of pictures in between that. There's over like 3,000 pictures on my Instagram, so if you really want a proper stalk, you can. Obviously my Instagram only probably goes back to about 2013, 2012, and then before that was blog, MySpace, Facebook, and that is all on here. I hope you found this video interesting. Definitely give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'd love to know what other kind of videos you'd like to see from me going forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a good day, guys. Bye.